up all night, doing past dawn, 'cause that's the life of a rocking machine. Can't get no hanky-panky 'cause I'm built kinda lanky and the girls won't give me the time. But an album next year, gonna buy them lots of beer and then things will work out fine. And that's my life, the one I want. Up all night, doing past dawn, 'cause that's the life of a rocking machine. That's my life, the one I want. Up all night, doing past dawn, 'cause that's the life of a rocking machine. Road trip spinner has a road down in the desert and roadies skipped out on us. But if we dress real flashy and keep our songs trashy, next year means a new tour bus. And that's our life, the one we want. Up all night, doing past dawn, 'cause that's the life of a rocking machine. Yeah, that's the life of a rocking machine. Yeah, that's the life of a rocking machine.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Para OR Normal Guyz. This is going to be a little bit different than normal, and as I promised everyone, we are not just going to stick to the paranormal here, and we're only going to play the intro song one time, too. We're not just going to stick to the paranormal. My opinion is if you've got a story and a voice and want to be heard, I've got a microphone and a show. So good evening, everyone. I see Deacon's in the chat. Robert, JT. It's good to have you here tonight. I'm going to be joined by Bobby. He is filling in for Brenda. I will not violate her HIPAA rights, but she is out sick tonight, so
HIPAA, right?
Yeah, I don't want to violate her HIPAA. And the last thing I want to do is explain that this tonight is an adult only show. So, yeah, true. So, everybody just be warned, there could be some explicit things, but hey, it's all good. Our guest tonight is, and I'm going to say this probably wrong, a courtesan. Yeah, Bobby, you may have to help me. My English sucks. She has a job in courtesan. She'll probably slap us both.
Costs money.
Exactly. Her job is a sex worker, and her name is Olivia, and I'm welcoming Olivia to the show. Hello, Olivia. How are you tonight?
Hello.
Your fans are already looking for you. They're like, where is she? We don't want to see this ugly guy. So.
Oh, really? Hi, fans. Oh, hi, Robert.
Yeah, Robert was already like, get on with the show. I'm not here to see them. So.
Oh, I'm good. I have my MILF shirt on.
Always exciting when friends of the show are more excited than we are.
Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good to have fans. So as long as they don't show up at 3 a.m. knocking on your door, that's you've probably got stories. So the first question everybody always asks you is explain what you do. What is the big mystery about this? They make movies about it. They have talks behind closed doors about it. You know, so tell us about it. Tell us from the real side. We don't want to hear the how do we want to say it? Well, I mean, growing up, you know, you always hear, oh, that's dirty. That's dirty. Well, there's a human touch to this as well. So.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
there is.
Yeah, definitely the touch is a lot of it. I'm a courtesan, and it's a type of sex worker. I'm a companion for hire. So what we do is we exchange our time for companionship, and whatever happens between two consenting adults in a private location, is just between us. That's what I do. And yeah, there is a historical taboo around sex work in general. Definitely. I like to think it's because it's so empowering to exchange money for companionship that they just, the man has to keep us down. Can't give us that power. So that's my personal take on it.
Hey, you'll get no argument out of me. I've been an advocate. I'm a paramedic. I don't know that but I'm a paramedic, and I've spent many years working around sports. And I have been a strong advocate of women's sports. In fact, we had UFC fighter Miranda Maverick on a few episodes ago, and so I'm all about women's empowerment. And
Right on.
and I think it also getting down to the human level. So Robert's going to put me in the red zone with YouTube this year. So what did you do before this? Or did you do anything before this? Or was this is what you've always wanted to do?
Well, this is what I've always wanted to do, but yes, I did all kinds of things before it. I was a professional glass blower. I was a master chef. Yeah. Yes. I did that for a long time, decades. I don't want to give my age away, but yeah.
So here's something that just came to my mind. The personality test it's called the Higgs. I can't think of it. Braxton Higgs.
Mhm.
And you have your different levels, like you're introverted, but your leadership, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
I wonder, for lack of a better term, what personality type transfers. Like I bet the aptitude to do certain things is the same other way. Like you said, you're a glass blower, a master chef. Like I'm trying to say this without trying to sound like I'm being funny, but I'm being serious here. This is my analytical. I bet you have a crazy attention to detail.
Wow.
And
That's why I keep him around. He's the smart guy.
I'm just trying to be analytic. I'm trying not to be the guy that asks the same stupid questions you've heard 1,000 times.
Exactly.
Because I hate that guy, and I will not be that guy. I'm just thinking because my Braxton Higgs, and that's probably not it. Is I'm if you've ever seen Game of Thrones, Sir Varys is one of, and Albert Einstein, and Bella from Twilight is in my Braxton Higgs. I don't know how they know that, but like the song Strong Silent type. I don't know. I'm not really silent. I don't know where they got that, but I'm just thinking about what the Braxton Higgs what your personality type would be that could transfer. Because I bet you're good at a lot of things, especially because it seems like your attention to detail, probably outgoing, probably a good salesman.
Thank you. Yeah.
None of that's
like
a joke. I'm just saying. I'm brainstorming.
Attention to details. I'm a little bit neurotic about details sometimes, for sure.
Definitely from Alabama. Roll Tide.
Yeah. I put my Go Vols up here. So how do you go about getting a client? We've all been to Vegas, and the secret was a hangover. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But how do you? I spent too many years thumping a Bible in a previous life. I would have no idea how to do it. I do now because I've read your site, but.
There's a lot of websites online devoted entirely to the hobby. They call it a hobby. And so there's review sites, and there's there's trashy ones, and there's classy ones, and then there's some that are like reading penthouse letters. Do you guys remember penthouse letters? Mm-hmm. That's how I learned about sex. This was I'm from before the internet. I had to learn about it by reading and going to the adult magazine section.
Friends bringing it to your house on a sleepover. What is that?
Yeah.
What's that button do?
Yeah, we didn't have live action. We had magazines. It was Penthouse and Playboy, Hustler. Oh my, that was the worst dirty one. If you get caught with it as a kid, oh snap, you were in trouble.
Hustler was very detailed.
Yes, yeah. And one of my best friends, the worst beating I think he ever got as a kid was because they found the magazines at my house, and I was like, "Oh, it was Mike! It was Mike! It was Mike! Wasn't me! Wasn't Mike? He got his ass beat." So I felt bad about that the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm.
But
Did you hear him getting beaten over the phone like on Toy Story?
oh no,
Or,
Mom made me go
Christmas
over there and
Story?
explain to his mom while he was locked in his room and had no voice. Yeah, it was ugly. So
What'd you hear him voice like that?
it was ugly. So well, so speaking of it being dirty and stuff, there's a lot of myths about it too. I'm sure. I mean, anything that off the top of your head that comes up that you can think of is.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of myths that the women who are and men, there's men that are sex workers and non-binary. The people who are sex workers are like desperate, ignorant, addicted to drugs and alcohol, transient, crazy. There's all these myths, and I mean, I guess they're not myths, but they're kind of stereotypes. There are some people who are sex workers that are like that for sure.
Sure.
But not all of us, and not the successful ones, because it's a business and you have to be able to read people's personality types and connect with all kinds of different people instantly. So if you're stupid, you can sell your body, you can make some money. If you're smart, you can sell your body, make some money for more money, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah. Well, and being a paramedic, I've seen probably the batter. It's not proper English, but the worst side of it, where you've got the people that are addicted to the drugs and they ended up beat up in the back of a bathroom, in a club or something. So yeah, there is that. And I guess, and also I guess as far as being a paramedic, that's the side I've seen more of, because that's what's, in my face, so to speak. So, but
yeah,
with all that said, you're a certified therapist, sex therapist, and counselor. So there is a lot of it. You've got some education as well. So tell us about that a little bit.
Okay, so the type of sex therapy I do is called surrogate partner therapy, and it's a touch-based therapy, and it involves also a mental health clinician. And so there's 3 people in this therapeutic modality. There's the client, there's the somatic practitioner, that's me. It's just a fancy way of saying a touch therapist. And then there's the psychologist, counselor, social worker, the mental health clinician. And so that is for people who have experienced for example, a lot of trauma, either in their childhood or their adult life. I get a lot of veterans. I get a lot of people that were, abused as kids, stuff like that. Our body holds on to it. And then later in life, or sometimes in early middle age, it manifests as sexual dysfunction in men and women. And so this therapy was developed in the 60s, and it's pretty structured. There's I think there's a lot of sex workers that call themselves therapists, and hey, go for it, because sex work is pretty much therapy. It's like 10% acts and then 50 to 90% listening and talking. So it's just kind of a natural progression. And I see a lot of sex workers getting into therapy. I mean, that circles,
Sure.
but still we are shunned among the doctors of psychology, the doctors of sex therapy, whatever. They still shun us. They like to say they don't, but they do.
But yet still, though, they write scientific journals that say, with trauma, the brain rewrites itself. I mean, even the electrical activity. So, and the human touch is the greatest way of exchanging electrical energy between 2 people. So it's kind of hard to push the science away on that one. I mean, in my opinion, in fact, I'm reading a book actually right now called "Trauma Rewrites the Brain," and it's pretty fascinating that people don't understand a lot of the things that we do are all energy based. So
yep,
it gets me in science. Science is there, and we'll explain it, but some people want to overlook it. So I think that's part of, like you said, the taboo or the.
It's a slippery slope, right? So if you're an academic and you have studied and you are very educated and you deserve this title that you've earned for yourself, and then any whore can come up and say they're the same thing as you. So I get it. I get their their pushback. I guess it's fine. Hey, you know what? Whatever. That's what I say. I'm helping people. They're helping people. There's more than enough people to help. And Amy, thank you. Shout out to Amy. She's got some good feedback there on the screen. So
where are you out of? Where do you
I'm in Reno, Nevada. Mm-hmm.
Reno? Okay, that checks out.
Bobby's over here looking in Alabama, so.
No, I was just thinking, like, I wonder where this place particularly is. Reno, biggest little city.
The biggest little city. That's the name of my escort service. The biggest little escort service.
So, are there any like certificates that you can get, like, what? Because I'm in IT, and so I know there's certificates for every button you can press has a certificate. And as a metaphorical button pusher, what would you go to get like I guess you have to in Nevada since it's legal. So you have to get like a license and stuff, huh?
You don't have to.
Right.
No, you don't have to. I did because I like to be, I'm an overachiever. So
is it called something specific?
You get a privileged business license, and then you register as an escort, and you get a sheriff's card.
Just like okay, I got you.
Yeah. To be a sex worker, like a legal sex worker in Nevada, and you can actually do that at a lot of places, not just Nevada. A lot of municipal codes have a privileged business license, and underneath that is like escort service, along with auction house and cabaret and all these like random things.
Cabaret.
So, yeah.
Like the girls with the feather boas dancing on top of the piano.
Yeah.
Cabaret.
Where are you two located?
I'm in Alabama, so no, I'm just a bastion of sex workers.
I'm in Atlanta.
There's a lot of sex workers in Atlanta.
Yes, there are. And, a funny story about that. When I got hired at the county next to Atlanta, we had to go down and get our IDs. Well, they sent the paramedics to the exact same place. I don't know who thought this was a good idea. To the exact same place to get our paramedic license for the county to where they send the strippers. And so they sent a whole academy full of paramedics down there, and they're like, well, you're going to have to get in line. We're like, who are these people? And some of us, I had never been in Atlanta. Oh, it was the instructors were like, no, we're moving to the front of the line and we're going to go to jail.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, that's just weird that just popped up. And then they did have to have the strippers and the escorts had to have a license in that county, along, of course, the paramedic. And we were in the same line.
It would have been funnier had it been like clergymen or something.
Oh my gosh!
Exactly.
I mean, they're trying. Both groups are trying to save the other bunch. No, help me, help you.
Paramedics, we were just trying to get in trouble. That's all we ever do. So,
by the way, it's called the Myers-Briggs test.
Yeah, Braxton Hicks are the fake contractions.
I said Braxton Hicks. That's the premature baby thing.
I was thinking that, and I was like, I don't know where Bobby's going, so I'm going to let him go.
I'm glad you didn't correct me because I've had 3 kids and all had issues, and so Braxton Hicks. It's like on top of my.
It rolled off your tongue, man. I was like, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
It sounds like a quarterback from Texas.
That's a good one.
The ultrasound girl loves that joke too. I said Braxton Hicks. I said he's starting for A&M this year, isn't he?
Oh my god.
Myers-Briggs.
Correction. So I heard that somewhere that you were talking about sex magic. What is that? How did we get to sex magic and you perform sex magic?
Sex magic. Yeah, right. Okay, so I always wanted to be a sex witch. Even when I was little, I didn't know it was a thing I could be, but like, yes, definitely. So, hi, I'm sorry. I'm not used to like the comments. Okay. So sex magic, I started that when I was very young, like in puberty, and anybody can do it. You can do it by yourself. It's a great way to manifest things in your life. people, places, things, money. It's good for tangible things. There's internal sex magic where you can heal yourself, and then there's external sex magic where you can transform your reality to be more pleasing to you. And it's all about like what you're talking about earlier, energy. So when you have an orgasm, you're releasing a lot of energy, right? Like your brain's lighting up all over the place and the blood's pumping. And so if you use that release of energy and focus it on an intention, you get good enough at it, you can definitely notice your sex magic effect. Like it is noticeable. And I've had some really interesting experiences with clients. I don't tell all my clients about this, but now they all know, right? Because they're all watching. So
Cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. But I tell some of them about it. Some of them, it's just too much effort, but some of them are really interested. And this one time I was with one of my clients and he was talking about, this is going to trigger people, so I'll try to keep it from being graphic, but he was talking about a horrible experience that happened. His neighbor executed his dog. Like my client's neighbor executed my client's dog. And it was horrible. And there was no reason for it. He was just an asshole, right? So excuse my language. And I'm like, what do you want to like put a curse on him or something? And so I taught him a little bit of the sex magic, and I was like, okay, now when, I don't want to get into too much detail, but I gave him a little sex magic primer. And the next time I saw him, I was seeing him every other week. The next time I saw him, he's like, my neighbor just packed up and moved in the middle of the night. And I was like, holy shit. See, it works.
Well, there is a lot to, we'll call it positive thoughts, in the power of intent. Well, no, I mean, intent is everything. Getting to the paranormal, I've been out in the woods looking for Bigfoot, and a lot of people are like, well, I go out there and I don't see anything. It's all about intent. If you go out there with intent with a gun that you're going to shoot him or something like that, they sense that stuff and they're not going to come around you. So if you go out there with good, honest, open intent, usually you can have a positive experience in the woods. I mean, I can't say you can, please nobody think you can go out into your backyard and find Bigfoot, because that's not going to happen. It's kind of, you got to do a little more than that, but no, exactly. But I mean, you have to have the intent.
It's not going to happen
to do it. So, but
yeah, absolutely.
And they're animals too, so they have to also be in the area. There's a lot of things, but so
there's a really good book about sex magic. If anybody's interested, yeah, never heard the puppies, but here's the book. It's called The Magdalene Manuscripts, and it is pretty woo-woo. Like it's supposedly written by Mary Magdalene, channeled by the author. So the author channeled Mary Magdalene in like 30 or 40 different instances and wrote down what she told him. And she breaks it down. She breaks it down a lot. And it's an interesting book, and it challenges a lot of dogma and, the way people think about religion.
Speaking of Mary Magdalene, I was going to say, when you first started talking about it, that's like, if you read the book, Da Vinci Code, that's what it's about. But the movie's not. The movie has like one little place where they're all gathered around and you see two people, but half the Da Vinci Code's about what you just talked about, the Magdalene's secret.
The secret sex witch cult. Or practice,
like
or temple. Yeah. It's not a cult. Maybe it is a cult.
Opus Dei.
Yeah.
I am Opus Dei.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So with doing this, you've had to have some kind of paranormal experience of some kind. Surely.
Like, maybe you could describe paranormal.
Well, anything outside the normal.
Curse on a puppy.
Well, yeah.
She just said it.
Well, no, but I meant her. Has she seen? Well, have you seen a Bigfoot? Have you seen a ghost? Have you seen? I mean, have you had any experiences like that?
Well, I definitely have gone ghost hunting. Definitely. And then here, there's a lot of ghosts. I kind of live in this woo-woo land. Like, I try to keep my feet on the ground, but I'm always talking to spirits and like channeling and going into past lives with my clients and all this stuff. So yeah, paranormal stuff happens to me all the time. Like, I'm stumped because so much like stuff like that happens to me, but I'm like, oh, that's not weird enough. That's not paranormal enough for this show, but I think maybe it might be.
Well, I mean, it's outside to what others would consider normal. And I've interviewed, and if Brenda was here, she'd fall in love with you because she does a lot of what you're talking about. And to me, a person that hasn't gotten any type of ability to see or talk to others, or opened it up, I guess I should say. I think we all have the ability. It is outside the normal. Mm-hmm. So,
a lot of my clients come to me through paranormal. Like they'll tell me this happens a lot. Like they'll be like, I wasn't looking up escorts. I wasn't looking at porn. I wasn't looking at anything sexy. And all of a sudden your picture showed up on my computer screen. And I'm like, what, really? And they're like, yeah. And I just had to get a hold of you. And I'm like, okay. And that's happened multiple times. So it's out there.
That's weird. I wonder how it gets up there. That's good.
I don't know. They're looking for something. I'm looking for something. Those are the people that end up like shifting my path and putting me on a different path. Like one of the guys that said that, he was the person that told me about the sex therapy that I do. And then I went and got trained in it. And then now I do it. So it's interesting how that works. I believe in all that woo stuff.
Well, hey, welcome to the Para OR Normal Guyz, because we do too. And now I don't know if I go down the psychic, if I believe someone can predict the future, because I think the future is probably not written yet. But
I believe in remote viewing and things like that. I think that's a power that we can sharpen. But I don't know about picking lottery numbers, or else people do it left and right. I mean, that's just proofs in the pudding with the lottery thing. But I think if you see a red awning in Iraq and that's where Osama is, that stuff happens, because I've talked to people that've done it. The one guy that found the Monasteric goats, he found the prototype of the submarine that they didn't even know existed yet.
Yeah,
I believe in that. But some of the more specific psychic stuff, I don't think is true. Cold reading, I think, is of the devil. I hate that stuff. Really? Well, it's a scam anyway. I think if you're cold reading, you're just a bad person.
Wow.
It's not a psychic ability. You're just manipulating people who are weak.
Yeah, I can get behind that. For sure. You just pick up on little cues and then follow them.
Somebody with the first name of G is wanting to talk to somebody with the name A and wearing a blue shirt.
I have that happen to me though. In work all the time, I'll have that. I'll be like, you have 3 people standing behind your left shoulder, and 2 of them are obviously married. They're an older couple, and one is a young guy. And, I'll start, because I see it, I feel it, it's there. Mm-hmm. And then people are like, yeah, those are my grandparents, and that's my, dead dad, or whatever. I'm like, yeah, okay, but I'm not like, your dad's here, because I don't want to put people, I want them to tell me, I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I just tell people what I'm seeing and feeling.
Well, if you're really seeing and feeling something, that's different than just trying to lie.
Oh, totally.
I'm not. I talk to certain different people, and some of them like, really, you're just. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think also that got a bad reputation, because we all remember at some point in time going up and down the main road where you grew up, there was that one advertised place that says, "Come in, we'll give you a reading." And a lot of those places were probably fake. I'm not saying they all were, but a lot of them were. So I think that got a bad taboo too. Plus, if you get back to the Christianity aspect of it, that's taboo. It's from the devil. So, you got that as well. But I believe that there are psychics, and if you see the person there with them, they're probably their guardian angels, or they're overlooking them, or so. And I don't see anything wrong with opening the door to communicate with them. And I mean, does that mean that you're paranormal? Not to me, but it means you have a gift or a talent, a skill.
Open the door, but be sure to close it.
Well, you got to get people's consent. I like to get consent from people before I'm like, hey, do you want to talk to your dad? And then they're like, hell no, that motherfucker abused me. It's like,
He owes me $20.
Right.
Big as ass
Never getting it.
That's right. Tell me where you hit it.
Isn't that a Tom T. Hall song about he still owes me $20?
I don't know.
When he hears about one of his friends dying. It's irrelevant. Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm rambling now.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I was
Useless country music knowledge.
well, the first one you said that I thought of Woolly Swamp. That was
That's Charlie Daniels.
Charlie Daniels.
How
Yeah, that's well, yeah. I was thinking of burying mason jars in the backyard, and you came up with that. So, tell me where the mason jars
most
are
famous
buried.
Falls fan besides Kenny Chesney, and you get it wrong.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, well, I keep him around for something. I'm still not sure what. So, yeah, I mean, but would that be? I don't want to word this. If your client comes to you, I assume it's probably not just somebody who shows up. You build relationships with people. I would think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In the ambulances, we call them frequent flyers. So, so I mean, it's just repeat business. So it probably would be something that if you noticed, I guess, when you saw that person, that you saw the people standing behind them more than once, you'd probably say, "Hey, is that what you're getting at?" Kind of. You don't just jump out and go, "Whoa, wait a minute here," to the first time buyer, or
It just depends. It depends what I'm doing. So if I'm doing sex work, I don't really like to talk about the dead people I see because that's just
Okay.
kind of weird. I just leave that to myself. But then if our conversation starts going in that way, then maybe I'll bring it up. But I try to keep some boundaries. Boundaries are important. Yeah. But if I'm doing like my therapy stuff, or I'm doing energy work, or clearing blockages, clearing chakras, then I might bring it up.
That would be a
Okay.
good Netflix movie. The sex worker that keeps having to ignore the eye contact of the dead people around.
Well, it's weird because it happens sometimes. Like there are some perverted relatives. We have some perverts for relatives. If they were perverts in real life, then they're still perverts in death. They're
I'm
hanging
screwed.
around. I mean,
I can just picture somebody's
yeah.
grandma looking.
or just like creepy Uncle Joe, and you're like, really? You're just gonna go stand in the corner like that?
Brenda and I were talking about this last night, and she said when she sees them, I said, "Well, do they change clothes? Are they wearing clothes? Are they naked?" And she's like, "Leave it to you to ask that question." I'm like, "Well,
It's a valid question.
I mean,
a valid
do I have to wear what they put me in the coffin for eternity?"
I don't think so.
Can I shower? Can I shave?
I kind of think the what dreams may come rules apply to that. Like you get to make your own figment of your imagination is what you are.
I would think so.
I would, if I was dead, I'd be in a blue polo and this hat. That's what I wear at 25/8.
You'd still have that Alabama hat on, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for life.
Yeah. Oh,
Still
Lord.
bitching about the Tennessee game this year. Haunting that referee.
There's always next season, Bobby.
Wow.
Trump, I'll never forget.
So
I thought of another thing about sex magic. This is kind of more advanced sex magic, but it's like invoking. Do you guys talk about invoking ever?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. So
Paranormal folk.
if the listeners want to try this out, you can invoke a goddess of love or a goddess of sex. You can just pick one, or just open it up to any of the ones that are available, and and you can see how that spices up things in the bedroom.
I just found that book on Amazon, by the way.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, and it's extra powerful if your partner's doing it too. If you're both invoking, and it's just like, it's like it's just intense, super intense, really hot. I recommend it.
You may get an
That'll be
email.
$500.
Bobby, loser can pay us a tab. So.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Well, is $500 an hour? Is that a stupid question?
That's my minimum. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Wrong business. I'm doing it for free.
Right? That's what I tell the girls. I'm like,
What am I doing
you
over
start
here?
making money doing what you're doing now for free,
$500. Wow. And are you busy? I mean, is that a bad question? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I'm busy.
wow.
I mean, when I started this a long time ago, I was turning tricks. I wasn't 500 an hour. It was 300 an hour. And I was pretty busy, like 3 in a day or more, and then 5 days a week. So I don't do that anymore. I do like one or 2 or 3 a week. It's like 3 a week. That's a lot. So
Well, would still, just because here, me getting back to the energy part, it seems to me that would take a lot of energy, and that would be draining on you too. Plus, oh Lord, how do I want to say this? When you deal intimately with other people, things get on you.
right.
I mean, is it like as a paramedic, I'm there in your worst nightmare, blah, 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 whatever. You take it home with you, or you can have the potential to. So
Right.
there's a lot that I would think, because like you said, people probably open up to you and say things.
Yep. Yes, they do. After it's amazing what men will tell you after they get off.
Well,
I'm a keeper of secrets.
well, we were
bet.
talking about
Yes, I
this.
pay my taxes, Deacon. Come on.
we were talking
You
about
think
this
she's
in
a
a
church? Of
group,
course she pays taxes.
a group chat earlier. It's easier for a man to talk to a woman about certain things. I mean, like Bobby and I'll get together and we'll BS about sports and just banter back and forth. But there's some things that I probably wouldn't share with him that I might share with other people, So, see, and Jude wants to know, what do most of your clients ask for?
Most of my clients are asking for GFE, girlfriend experience. And then
Okay.
Amy was asking about safety protocols. There's we screen. Screening clients is a big part of the job. Any wannabe escorts out there, get a good screening protocol, and don't break your own rules.
When we say screening, it's like checking references, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, whatever you can get. People are difficult sometimes, but like references
Yes.
from other providers, if they write reviews on the review sites, that's good.
There's a
LinkedIn
review site?
profile. Yeah, there's review sites. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So
You want me to name them?
If you want, yeah, because I'm like I told you, I'm totally out of the loop on this one. I know I would be
Okay.
that guy that took the card in Vegas and made the call shaking, going, my name's Glenn.
Oh, yeah.
That would be me if I ever did this. So my wife will probably watch this and go, "Where'd the card come from?" So
Did you get a card?
if you walked on the strip in Vegas, they were handing them out, man. They were like, yeah, and because I had a whole stack of them when I came back. So,
Oh, yeah.
so let's see. Jude was asking about expectations, and
So expectation management is a big part of the job. Yeah. I don't know what you mean. I don't know. I don't.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That
Well, I
question-
mean,
that question
I
could go in any
kinda-
direction.
I guess it would be like the happy ending. So, oh Lord.
Well, that's why we use these acronyms. GFE, girlfriend experience. What would you do with your girlfriend if you don't want to get her pregnant? And that's GFE. And then there's PSE, porn star experience. What do you see on porn? Those two things aren't the same. Girlfriend experience and porn star experience are two totally different experiences, right? Like, right?
Yeah.
Is there one where you would go on like a? I'm just thinking of.
I need to have my
Like, is
button ready
there-
for Bobby.
No, this is real. See, I'm not asking the question she's heard before. Is there one where you would go on like on City Slickers, like a real world adventure? That'd be like 2 days, like you go Jeep riding or camping or
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
That's the thing.
I'm
That's
trying
the
to say like
thing.
an experience, like
Oh, yeah. I went to Shanghai for work.
really okay.
Yeah, I opened up a Metropolitan Museum of Art in Shanghai. That was like the date for one of the.
Yeah, like I feel like
yeah.
there'd be like so much potential just
Yeah.
outside of the regular stuff. Like it could be
Going
anything.
dune bugging in Baja.
Yeah.
Like there's all kinds of crazy shit we can do. If you're an adventure companion, I'm not. I'm more of a homebody, but adventure companions, yeah. Go
Yeah,
for it, girl.
That's
I
what I was
would've never
going
thought of
for.
that.
Somebody just goes home with a rich relative or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never thought of that.
Spitballing here.
Well, I mean, makes sense because a lot of these busy executives don't have time for things.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm out here in Reno. There's Tahoe. A lot of people come skiing, and ski bunnies are big in the winter. People, sex workers will come here and be ski bunnies. That's a fantasy.
What about
Do you know how
buckle
to ski,
bunnies,
by
like
the
around
way?
rodeos?
I don't know how to ski. I'm from Ohio. It scares
I don't
me when I go
either.
skiing.
I don't either.
Yeah.
You gotta be a pizza slice or a French fry.
Yes, pizza, French fry, pizza. The other way.
Lord.
French fry, bro.
Jude, message me afterwards. I have a question for you. So about your book. So yeah, I want to know a little more about that. That might be a show in itself there.
Yeah.
If it was burned, I definitely want to know about it. So
I feel like I don't know what the name of that would be called.
So it sounds like you've been literally almost around the world doing this. That's incredible.
I would love to do more traveling. Maybe
Wow.
in the future. That would be cool.
Yeah. So I guess you do go out for a couple days trips or whatever. That's kind of nice.
It is. It's
That
fun.
is, yeah, I would think so because there's no expectations. I mean, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you're going to drop me off at the airport and you'll go one way, I'll go the other. And, but it's just total relax. I can see that. That may have
There's some
sounded wrong.
expectations. Yeah.
You take 3 or 4 months off out of the year?
Say what?
You take 3 or 4 months off out of the year? Like, you don't work year round? Maybe? Like, you make your own salary?
Yeah, I make my own schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a mom. I take off when we go on vacation and stuff, but I always need money.
Yeah. Well,
We all do.
goes without saying.
Well, we have to pay the taxes. So yeah, we all need the money. Well,
Money.
Yeah, well, it's the root of all evil. Well, I guess I shouldn't say expectations because there's probably been some funny story or something where where maybe things didn't go right or it got kind of weird quick or something.
Yep. I have some.
Well, I mean, do you mind sharing any and if they're paranormal, that's even cooler. So.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna be right back.
I don't know if I'm up to share those.
Okay, no, that's fine. Anything funny then?
Let's see. I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma to go see the Woody Guthrie Museum and the Bob Dylan Museum. That's not really funny and it's not paranormal, but it's just like a random place that I would, you wouldn't really think a sex worker would go to see a client, but
that's kind of odd. Well, I mean, I mean, in Oklahoma too. I'm trying to think. It's kind of an odd place too. So
it was a weird place. That place was paranormal. Nothing against it. It's just different.
No, there is. So, well, it sounds like you obviously enjoy your line of work and. You must be good at it to be going from Shanghai to Tulsa. So,
Tulsa.
So with any of you, as you call it, the woo-woo stuff, that's got to be very rewarding to you as well because you're giving back.
Yeah.
So anything there that you feel like is maybe you'd like to share? I mean. I'm not asking you to go intimate details or anything, what you feel comfortable with, but if you've got the healing power, and I'm not talking about just your sex work, I'm talking about if you've got the healing powers, you've got the good woo-woo that can help people. Any stories about that?
Oh, probably. My mind is blanking. I've done a lot of stuff where I've watched people shapeshift. Like I had someone in my life who was transitioning, and this is before it was fashionable. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm sorry if I offended you by saying that's fashionable, anybody. But like transitioning and wanted to be a shapeshifter and like helped with that. It was really weird to watch a man before my very eyes like melt and turn into a woman, and his physiological parts like shrank and went inside. It was really trippy. That's paranormal.
That is very paranormal. When you said he shapeshifted, I'm sure Bobby and I thought he turned into a lizard. That was our first thought.
No, he turned into a girl. It was kind of paranormal.
You know, Billy Corgan has a story about that.
That would be very paranormal.
He told it on Howard Stern. He wouldn't elaborate. He would just said he was. They got to where he was intimate with somebody that changed into something else.
Yeah.
Before his very eyes, and he was like, and Howard's like, "Holy shit, were you? What? Were you naked? Oh my god!"
It's a trip. Definitely.
Out there.
Yeah, it's out there, and people. I have those kinds of people. They just like find me and they come to me, and like just the other day, yesterday, or the day before, somebody was talking about how they needed to meet me because they're Adam, but really they're Jessica, and they need to be, it's like this whole thing. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
Well, and once again, getting back to the other, that's, you wear it, you take that with you. So
yeah,
it's heavy. And I can see why you wouldn't want to work more than, a couple days a week, because that's a lot of energy and that's a lot of stress. So
it can be. And a lot of the guys that I have as clients are like you, Glenn. They're in the helping professions, and when you open that up, it just comes out, and they start telling me all the stuff, and there's a lot of stuff, and it's like, wow, dude, you hold that all in all the time.
You need help.
Yeah, that's how she looked at me. She goes, "They're just like you, old, fat, and ugly." Damn, but
I got out of it.
No, that's what I said.
Wow.
Well, I know they couldn't be paramedics. We don't make any money, so.
Well, one of them was a flight nurse. That's kind of a paramedic.
It's close, yeah. That's close. Well, hell, it might have been one of my flight nurse partners, but that's another story for another day.
I'll probably think of the story. I've been thinking about it for days. I'm like, what is the story? I know I have one, and I'll probably think of it later.
Well, you know what? You're not limited to just coming here for 1 hour. Once I've had you on the show and I feel comfortable with you, you're welcome anytime. And Saturday nights, we do a weird little show that's just called Sportcat's Misfits. And it's just a bunch of us. I invite whoever wants to get on here and do this. We use StreamYard. I send you a link. You get on. And it's just kind of like an old-fashioned round-robin conversation. We all laugh. We pick on each other. I give Bobby hell about Alabama.
There's a puppet.
And there's a puppet. We have a ventriloquist that makes an appearance.
Terrifying.
So, he actually was going to come on, but he was afraid that this is a true story. I don't know if I should. He was afraid that I was afraid. He said, "I don't know what Shelton will say to her." That's his puppet. Well, I don't think he meant it in an offensive way. I think he was afraid that he would do something. I was like,
I'm 39 years old, and my brain will not let me differentiate that that's not a real thing. What is wrong with me?
What,
There's
the puppet?
nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
You're fine.
When he starts talking to Shelton,
no, there's
I'm
plenty wrong with him. There's plenty wrong with Bobby.
That part of my brain's like, well, that's just a little person talking really loud.
Yeah, you've never had a guy show up with a puppet, have you? Oh, wait a minute. She just had something come to mind. Oh, she's giggling. She's got to have something. Oh.
People are really weird. People are just really weird. Yeah.
Oh, she's really what she, yeah, it's JT. What she's saying is she's had somebody show up with a puppet. Sock puppet, maybe.
Oh
like Mr.
God.
Harrison, Mr. Hat.
Oh yeah, Mr. Hat.
Do you have to have costumes, like a uniform, or do people call and say stuff like that? That's a
Sometimes.
stupid geeky question, I'm sure.
No.
So.
Oh, it's not a stupid question. There are definitely sex workers who will do the cosplay thing for sure. Yeah. I just have the run of the mill nice lingerie and fancy dresses and
You don't do no Catwoman or anything like that.
I do have a Catwoman suit. Yeah.
Snap.
But I just wear that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just around the house,
Yeah, it's really comfy. Nice, I like it.
What about the local furry population? Do they ever get riled up? Have conventions?
There's all kinds of conventions in Reno.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vegas has a convention every week, so yeah.
Reno's up there in between. They got the people alien hunting and the people in from LA, so you no telling what you'll run into.
Oh
yeah.
We have some weird people here.
Just up how long
have you been in Vegas?
I'm in Reno. I've been here 17 years. They're only
two different places, Glenn. Geography.
Yeah.
500 miles apart.
Yeah,
it's a whole state.
Come on, from the air, it all looks the same. But whatever. So, but I mean, you were from Ohio, so must have been a great weather change. So. Or do you miss the snow? Well, no, it snows there a lot in Reno, but it's warmer, right?
It gets really hot in the summer, in the hundreds, and then it snows in the winter. We have mountains. We're at 5,000 feet elevation.
Okay, well, my geography is apparently really sucking.
Okay. When you were in Ohio, did you ever go down to the Smokies?
I love the Smokies.
That's what Reno kind of looks like. That when you look at pictures of it, kind of looks like it may have like a touch of that national park.
Yeah,
especially when you go when you go west into California in the Tahoe area,
Sierra Nevada mountains.
Yeah,
those mountains are pretty big. Yeah, they're up there.
Let's see. What did Amy ask? Do you think a fetish happens when you're just discovering sex?
I love seeing new mountains.
It's kind of a trick
question. I think a fetish is well, there's fetish and there's kink, right? So is fetish like the fantasy, and then when you do it, it becomes kinky, and then after you've been doing it for a while, it just becomes normal? Or is a fetish like something that you're hyper attracted to, and that could come from anything, really? I think you could get a fetish later in life when you just discover something new about yourself, or you have an event.
Well, and as we age, we all go through different, I don't want to call them stages of life, but we all, we are, and sometimes you get, I don't like to use the word woke, but awakened, and you see totally different things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as you get older, things, and especially you've had children, as things, your attitudes, your outlooks, your views, they change on some things. So I can see that. I mean, but yeah, I don't, and I'm trying to catch up in the comments here. And Jude was still trying to wrap her head around the shape shifting. Yeah, that to me would, to see it right in front of you. Yeah, to see it right in front of you. That's
not even close to the strangest things I've heard on the podcast. So I wasn't even listening much when you said it.
Oh, well, as soon as she said it, I went to he changed to a lizard person. It was an alien, so.
That would have been impressive.
I mean, an alien definitely would be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and they say there's people out there. I've had people on the show tell me that we have different species that are, camouflaged as humans, and they're not really humans. So.
Yes, I believe that.
I don't know that I've ever personally seen one, but I'm not saying.
Something crazy happened. I was in a training with a bunch of sex therapists, and this lady came in, and she was like super woo, and she was like teaching us something, and she looked at one of my colleagues and said, "You aren't from here. You're not from here." Oh. And he's all like, "What?" And she's like, "You know, right, that you're not from here." And it was really awkward, but he totally looks like an alien.
Wow. Yeah, that would be weird. When you say, I guess you're speaking about, you can see like their aura, their light around them. Is that what you're saying?
When you're talking about what?
Well, you were saying that when she came in, you knew that she had great power and stuff.
She was coming in to teach us this stuff, so it was like it was premised in that she was powerful. And then she made that statement and she pointed at him and she said it very powerfully as if she knew.
Okay. So, but can you see auras or lights around people, or I don't want to call it light, but energy?
Yes. Going to the airport is hard, right? I'm sure you've heard that before. When you're in places where there's a lot of people and there's like a lot of energy in that person, and each one of them is a lot of energy running around, it's really exhausting. So you have to put up some blocks and shields.
Now, do you have people, and I'm calling them people, but I mean, that come to you that want to relay messages to others?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, and does that have any part that's connected to your other job? Do they come to you and go, I need you to get in touch with, or anything like that, or you've been in touch with? Do they ever tie over like that?
Yeah, they do. And sometimes it bleeds, it gets really muddy. And I had this one time where I was just minding my own business, doing my thing. I got in my car after going to the gym and I felt like a gray cloud right here on my shoulder. Actually, it was this shoulder. And it was just like sitting there. It was sitting there, a gray cloud sitting there. And I was like, what is going on? It was very noticeable. And it was there for a day and a half. And finally I got a hold of one of my clients and he was like, I dragged a 15-year-old boy's dead body out of my boat. He overdosed on Oxycontin yesterday. And I was like, he's here. He's right here. And he wants to talk to you.
Wow.
And I went into I did this whole trance thing. And I sent the boy into the light because he didn't know he was dead.
Okay.
And he was super upset. And my office was trashed after it because I was in trance channeling this dead 15-year-old boy who was really upset about being dead, and I was relaying the messages to my client, and it was really intense. That's one of the more paranormal experiences I had.
Yeah,
that would be. But you provided a service, and I mean, you got, he went to the light, and also they probably got relief out of it too, didn't they?
Yeah, there was some closure for sure because it was super traumatic. For everybody. It was just a really traumatic thing.
That escalated quick.
So well, no.
I was looking at another screen. I was like, whoa.
But when you channel, though, you're that person, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
he was screaming and throwing stuff. And
so are you conscious of what's going on, or are you just kind of a bystander to it?
It's more of a bystander thing. Yeah. With practice, I can remember parts. But really, I'm not. It's more of a channeling thing, and then I have to rely on either a video of what I did to see how it went, or
that was going to be my next question. Do you, for your, I don't want to say for records, but for would you describe it as a blackout? I mean, how would you describe that?
Yeah, absolutely. I never thought of it like that, but that's kind of how it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what comes to me, because a lot of times with diabetics, their sugar will drop and they're still awake, alert, and doing things, but it's not their normal. And somebody has to tell them, or you'll notice if it gets too low, obviously they'll go unconscious, but that's what they call it, is they're blacked out. They don't remember it. And I've had some weird calls like that too. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you done that often, or is that?
No, I wouldn't say I have done that often.
Okay.
I have not done that often. But
that's a gift.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not really looking for more of that.
What I was going to say is I'm calling it a gift because I see the closure side of it, but it could also be a curse, I would think. I mean, if you didn't, because it's got to be heavy on you, especially with, that child you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, that gets into this discussion about being empathic and being, too sensitive, not having good boundaries, permeable boundaries, and ironclad boundaries, and all this.
Now, when you're in a state, can you feel what they feel? Is that he drowned? So did you experience the drowning?
He overdosed on pills. And
okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said he drowned.
No, it's okay. No, but he was in a boat, so they pulled him out of the boat, put him in a dinghy, drove him to. It was this whole. It was gnarly. It was bad.
So you could feel it and you could see it. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
anger. And then the spirit was just so angry that he died. He didn't want to
Wow.
die. He wasn't trying
Sure.
to die. He was just a kid.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds wrong. It's from a paramedic. None of them do. I mean,
Right?
usually overdoses.
Have you had that in your line of work when people I'm sorry to get super personal now. But,
No, I had one of the weirdest calls I had as a paramedic. We were called out to a lady they called us for the PD didn't want it. And they said she's a mental patient. You got to take her to the hospital. Well, that's always fun. And this lady was on the second floor and she kept repeating. It was like the eyes of hair of something, eyes of something. It was like a chant. And it was almost so fast or so rhythmic, you couldn't really make it out. And, I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, well, I'm glad I'm here to take you to the hospital. We're going to get a doctor to look at you. The lady was like Spider-Man. She walked from the second floor. It was like a loft overlooking the living room. She walked along the wall all the way around, turned sideways on the wall and was staring at me, telling me I wasn't going to take her to the hospital. Turned around, looked at the cops and was like, I said, I'm out. So, and whatever this chant was, it was like eye of blue, hair of brown, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit, I got blue eyes, brown, whatever it was.
Was that something you could have done like regularly?
No, she literally climbed the wall like Spider-Man and hung there. And and it just turned her head. And whatever that chant was staring it right at me. And they were like, you're taking her. I'm like, oh, no, hell no, I'm out.
Shit in real life?
Yes.
God,
that was
almighty. How'd you do
that?
I'd have quit right then.
And the cops are like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I don't know, shoot her. Hell, I don't know. I mean, what do you do?
Shoot it.
This goes beyond the paramedic certification.
I'm not an exorcist.
So this is not something that they didn't teach. There's no book on this. So. And my very first cardiac arrest, that's where your heart stops and you die. The dude was having a heart attack, literally having a heart attack right in front of me. I was brand new paramedic. Oh my God, so new. Like this was my very first cardiac arrest. And I knew the guy was going to die. And I'm in deep woods of Tennessee. Guy's color comes back. Vital signs get normal. Starts talking to his wife up front in the ambulance, turns and looks at me and reaches out to hug me. And I'm like, this is odd. And he goes, no, not you, Jesus. And I'm like, wait, what? And I've told this story before. The very first thought in my head was, oh shit, I hope he's a paramedic. So, and then instantly died. So I got him back. He survived. It was a very traumatic experience.
It sounds really traumatic.
It was a very traumatic experience. It was an hour and a half transport, and there was a lot of electricity involved, and a lot of woo magic because somebody was helping me. It wasn't me doing it in the back of that ambulance by myself. So, dang. But he got to the cath lab and he walked out, and that is extremely rare. So, but yeah, that was that. So yeah, I've seen some woo. and some of it, paramedics, firemen, we're typically adrenaline junkies. Mm-hmm. And so we look back at it later and we're like laughing, but at the time we're terrified. So how would you feel? I mean, the same way, I guess, or is yours more, I don't want to say programmed, but planned?
What are we talking about?
Well, when you channel like that and that energy releases from them.
That is not, you can't plan it, you can prepare. I like to be prepared, but once you're doing it,
once you're in it,
goes, just like what you're saying.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
yeah.
I mean, you have to have a dark humor about stuff at times. I mean, maybe sometimes it isn't politically correct, but to escape, drinking all night, you got to have an outlet. You got to have a release. So
it's like that in sex work too.
People who don't have dark sense of humors are always just lame.
I agree.
People who don't have dark sense of humors are lame.
Yeah, they're always
Is that what you
just
said?
they're always
Yeah.
kind of sticking to muds. They're always kind of prudish.
Yeah.
So I
They're
didn't mean
uptight.
to interrupt you there. Just had a
No,
thought.
you're right. They are. They're uptight.
No. Exactly. They're prudes, I guess. But well,
Whatever.
You can't say that. What's funny? I guess I can.
yeah. Well, I've been banned by the FCC yet. So, but I've enjoyed this. I was very nervous about having you on because I didn't want to ask the stupid question or the wrong question, but I also wanted to get into the more intimate side of it, and not that side of it, the touching, the healing, the energy release, because I believe in that. And for some reason, this will sound really weird, like we were just talking about, it felt like I was drawn to messaging you. And we've had a couple funny conversations, and I hopefully we'll be able to still have a couple. And you are welcome to come back on the show anytime. In the Saturday show, jump in here anytime. I'll let you have the mic because it's a blast.
That's fun.
And you don't have to leave. You're more than welcome to stay as long as you want. But I believe you said you had stuff to do, so you couldn't stay. So
There's a puppet. So
yeah,
be mindful of that.
get going. What's that?
So be mindful if there's a puppet.
yeah. We've got the puppet backstage. He keeps wanting to be released on you. I'm almost afraid to. So
Really?
Do it.
no, I don't know. It's such
Maybe.
it's
You want 5 minutes of puppet or what?
okay. All right.
Well,
I am not responsible for this. All right,
No, I have
JT
to.
and whatever, Bobby. JT and Shelton, welcome to the show. This is Liv, or Olivia to you. You're not that close of a friend, so.
Mrs. LaRue Shelton.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sheldon. Hi, JT.
Do you have any questions for them? I feel like I've just opened.
Oh,
Whoa, what do you do? That's funny. What did Glenn
magic.
do? Oh man.
Are we off or are we on?
How weird.
No, there I am. Good Lord.
Yeah, what did you do?
I didn't touch anything. It was Shelton. Shelton,
We can't. hear it.
you're muted, Shelton. It's
not meant to be.
it kills
It's
it.
now
if you-
awkward, and
if
now I'm
you're
having
muted.
fun with it. It's
I
now
love your
weird.
shirt.
JT always messes something up.
Yes, that was my fault. Hi, how are you doing? I thought y'all were hearing me.
No,
We just
I'm
thought
gonna be-
Sheldon was locked up. Like, oh my God, it's a woman.
Shelton did it. Yep, that's me. I did it.
well, you know what? Everybody here is saying they want you back. Well, not about you, Shelton. But,
Oh, gosh, nobody wants me.
Are those real fish or a background?
So can I promote my website?
absolutely. That was going to be my final question before you go. Where can we find you in any of the lines of work you choose? I'm good with.
Right
I know you do a YouTube. You got a blog. You got lots of things. So.
Yeah, livelarue.com. So just like how it's typed on the screen, but no space. LIVLARUE.
Okay.
Check it out.
Like the
You can
golf.
sign up for my newsletter if you like.
I am.
I'll be there.
Hi, Sheldon.
Hi.
What's up? How old are you?
25.
No, are you still a
You're
virgin?
lying. He's lying.
I'm not lying.
He's 35.
Oh.
Did you know that's a Jeff
definitely are
Dunham
still a
dummy?
virgin then.
I gotta have balls to be able to do all that stuff. I don't have it. They didn't create me with it.
Oh, but you can still have a sexual, intimate relationship with somebody without nuts.
Yeah, well,
She stumped you. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I do
She's-
sex therapy and I can help you.
I have a feeling she's going to be one of our misfits on Saturdays
Oh my gosh.
oh God.
because Shelton, I think you need some therapy. So
He's embarrassed. Look, he's blushing.
He's got his little top
I've
button
never
button and
had this
everything.
happen to me before.
Yeah, he's never really locked up. I don't know what's wrong with him.
his head fell off one night. So
Yeah, that's true. That's what's going on. Yeah, you idiot. You dropped me.
About with JT.
My whole head fell off my body. It's true.
You know, Liv, I think you would fit in with us.
That's kind of scary.
It is. But that's why we're misfits.
I'm totally a misfit.
You got a puppet.
I need to get a female puppet just for you.
Oh, that would be great.
Like a little female hooker puppet.
I swear to God, I will
I
have you
love
on
that.
anytime
No, you
you want with
wouldn't,
that.
Oh, God. Why do you never let me have fun?
Yeah, why?
I'm the shy one here.
Yeah, you idiot.
Yeah, he's always so mean to me. See, you wonder why. You wonder why I don't let him out nowhere.
Yeah, because he's too afraid of what I'm going to say next. He's a dumbass.
Wow. All right. I have to go. Nice to meet everybody.
Thanks.
Liv, thank you.
Bye.
I appreciate
It was
it.
real fun.
I'll email you. I hope that you enjoyed yourself, and you are welcome back anytime. And if you get a female puppet, I swear to God, that would be gold. We could make
anybody
that.
wants to send me one.
We could make that viral.
That would be pretty good. Yeah.
That would be. See,
It was nice to talk to all the audience.
Yep.
Thank you. And
Yes,
thank
everybody
you,
enjoyed,
Glenn.
yeah. All
Had a great
well,
time.
Okay. I'm
It
gonna
went
go.
by too quick. All right, bye.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Oh, parting shot. Oh. And I don't even have my soundboard up. She had me so nervous I didn't have my soundboard up. I need to find my sad trumpet. Oh. And
That
he
was way
stared.
more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where'd you go? It was I was a little bit nervous.
I'm still
I'll be
listening.
quite honest. Oh, okay. You just don't want us to see you. You got things to do after the show. But yeah, I mean, I was a little bit nervous because I was afraid that I don't know. I would just come off sounding stupid because you always think about when you're in that high school stage of all these questions you got, that you're going to ask, and then you finally have a female in front of you and you freeze up. And that was kind of the way I felt like it was going to be. Amy says, I have a serious platform happening. I'm not sure what she means. I got to move this screen around. That's bugging me. That's somewhat better. So we'll just do this right
It's a
there.
little bit better. At least you can see me now.
Yeah, it was kind of creepy there. I was getting a little freaked out, but yeah, I
What?
mean,
I was creeping you out.
you were creeping me out.
God.
I was just afraid that I would ask, one of those stupid questions, but I did well, and I think she would have even fielded my stupid question. So, and Andy, any of y'all are more than welcome. It's time for y'all to come in and join us. The first hour, anybody that's new to the show, the first hour we always have our guests, and we always try and see what they want to talk about and cater to them. And then the last hour we kind of go over just news, current events, or just what talk about the show. So let's see, Jude, you can maybe he's complimenting you, silly. Jude, you can message me either at Sportcat on Twitter, or Sportcat at Proton Mail, or there's millions of ways, or Sportcat at Facebook too. So there's plenty of ways to find me, but I'd like to talk to you about the book and get some info. Please. And I also have a way of putting up an email address too here. Let me figure that out. This new platform I'm using is a little bit different than what I was doing before. So it's taken me a couple extra buttons to get into. So JT Shelton, how was the show?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, he still wouldn't let me on there.
Yeah, it was just something I wanted to just watch, sit back and everything. Plus I had some things that I was doing on the side here was running in, downloading some stuff on the other computer.
Gotcha.
So
Well, I'm glad that you came on there.
oh
And-
yeah, I kept on having to come back to it because I was running in there to download some game updates so I can have some games to play this weekend.
Actually, while we were doing the show, I saw GeoForce on my computer updated. So I'm not sure what that's about.
That was.
You'll have to tell me. I'm that old guy in Radio Shack. So, Jude, you have 3 books actually. Cars. Okay. Yeah, I want to talk about that. And then you said you were also writing books, so I want to know a little bit about that. So, and Jude, I will extend the invitation to you if you'd like to come on to the show. What is going on? Did everything just go away for you guys? It went totally black for me. So
no, I still see everything.
I don't see Bobby.
Yeah,
Well, you know, Bobby's hiding. I think he had to go take care of some personal things. So
He's scared of me.
I do think you scare him, Sheldon. I do think you scare him. And who else do we have in here? We have Andy. Andy is in here now.
There's Andy. Hi, Andy.
How are you?
Doing
Good.
well. What's going on with you, Andy?
Not much.
There he
Just sitting here
is.
watching the Orioles game.
What's the score? I haven't kept up with it.
3-0 Toronto.
The puppet is possessed.
Yeah, he is. He kind of scares me sometimes.
Shut up.
This is what I got to do. I got to play games here. I'm going to do this. So. Oh, come on, get up there. So I'm trying to move Bobby.
He's resisting. He doesn't want to get next to me.
No, his keeps moving. Thank you, Jude. I'm looking forward to it. So, and who won in the NBA? It was the Heat. No, Utah. Utah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Utah won.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. They took it in the last game, I think. So, and then there was 4 shootings on the street that night. I did hear that.
Oh my goodness.
I hear that kind of the news, but I didn't hear the rest. So,
I think I'm right.
oh, when you're talking about baseball, I read a story this week about at Tropicana Field, which is where the Tampa Bay Devil Rays play. The head of security turned the corner and looked down towards left field and saw at the very bottom of the stairs there was a woman doing CPR on a guy sprawled out. And he's like, "Oh snap!" And so obviously they got EMS, and most big events like that they keep EMS there. And he got the AED. They got it on the guy. The lady who was doing CPR on him was actually, I think she was a respiratory therapist, but they had to do a delay in the game. And take down the outfield net to take him out of the stadium the quickest and easiest way. They put him in it's kind of like just a little canvas thing we lay the patient on where there's handles on each side and we just pass and lift. But by the time they got him out into out onto the field, they shocked him on the field. They carried him right out on the field and out behind home plate to an ambulance. Time they got him to the ambulance, he had been intubated and shocked and had drugs in him, and he was coming back. And he ended up going to the hospital, and according to the public information officer, he was in stable condition and was going to be discharged in a couple days, which goes back to proving the chain of survival is pretty simple. You know, early medical access to CPR, early defibrillation, early advanced life support, the paramedics, and get you to the hospital, man. So all that in 8 minutes is as long as the game was delayed. I thought that was pretty fascinating. So, and that fellow was lucky to be alive. But yeah, I thought, speaking of baseball and sports stories, I thought that was pretty cool. So you got nothing. We have stumped you tonight.
I got some cheese.
Got some cheese.
Yeah.
Andy, anybody else coming in? Oh, he's muted.
Yep. Andy's not even coming in.
Yeah, Andy's muted.
Andy's
Unmute yourself, Andy. I could unmute him, I guess. Hold on.
Hold on.
I unmuted you. Go ahead.
Did ya?
You're good now. Yeah.
Okay.
So is anybody else coming tonight, or are you it?
Brian said he should be on,
Okay.
and I got 2 other ones coming. Mike's not going to be on. He just got home from Canada, and he's tired.
Ooh, Canada. I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit.
At
Well-
least this trip, he got to take his wife with him. So
Yeah, they're talking about carrying the heart machines, a defibrillator. They have them everywhere now. Some cities actually have them at stoplights, and
yeah,
they have a special sign for them. It's a sign. So yeah,
it's right
and-
next to the crosswalk button.
Yep. I think that's great because the number of lives they save, well worth it. That's cool.
They're also going to try to start carrying them on school buses too.
That's a good idea. That's a real good idea. Plus, I mean, the school buses are out in the traffic peaks times too. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it would be worth it because there's so many people that don't make it.
right.
So, Bobby, I know you're a huge Walking Dead fan, and you know who Robert
that joke?
Kirkman is. No. Yeah, leading out of the cardiac story, eat that cheese. You're going to need an AED. So,
I was reading the
Angie
Oklahoma
Yeah,
and Texas's schedule for 2024.
oh, is it any good?
All SEC. I think it's going to be a good. I don't like that the conference is growing like it is, but I think it's going to be some good ass football.
I think you're correct.
I hate the stupid cupcakes. I don't know why we still do that. I think that's the early '90s thing. I
Yeah,
think we should have. That should have been gone 20 years ago.
I agree. I agree.
Why are we playing like freaking La Monroe? We're going to beat them by 1,000.
Yeah, agreed.
And if we don't, it's a horrible thing, and the coach gets fired. So it's not. It's a lose for us. For Tennessee,
Yeah.
Texas, anybody that plays them.
Agreed.
I'm just Bama.
They say I asked an announcer, or not an announcer, but a guy that calls the games us one time about that. I said, why do they do that? And he said it's because a lot of the division, was it 2 and 3 players, get an opportunity to play up. And this is before the transfer portal. They may never get a chance to, and so it gives them an opportunity. And I was like, but why would you want to play that? Because you're never going to get your ass beat. I mean, I can't imagine being, the Oral Roberts going into Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess you get to have a little bit of fun on a big stage. It's kind of cool, but it's not good. I hate it. It's the games you take your kids to, or the
cheap
your
seats.
grandma.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college and I graduated, and I got a job.
Hey, there was a kid there.
I got a job within I graduated
This show
college.
ain't for kids.
I graduated college in December and went back for A-Day in March or May, whenever it is, April, the spring game. And I had money. I was making $33,000 a year, people.
Oh wow, you were loaded.
And that's a 2007 money. So I was like George W. Bush. That's like today's money. That's like 150 grand.
Yeah.
And I ate so many hot dogs I hurt myself. Guys, I could only afford a couple back in college from what I had left over. I had money. I was insanely. I gorged on hot dogs and Mountain Dew. That's what those cheap games are for, just to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to Robert Kirkman.
Yeah. So, well, no, I was going to ask. I know you're a Walking Dead fan. Have you heard of the latest shenanigans he pulled?
I've heard of that new Negan and Maggie show, and that's it.
Well, you go take care of that, Jude. But yeah, hit me up. I would like to talk to you. I appreciate you coming to the show. I appreciate all the new listeners and viewers. and hot dogs and mustards are good is the best way. A little onion Amy. So no, Kirkman did something today that threw off the comic book world. So so you got some kind of possession going on back there? What do you know about? Don't worry about it. Kirkman came out with a new comic book called Void Rivals, and the generic description he had was basically like two soldiers warring on one on each side or stranded on a moon, and it was going to be a launch off to a new series. And so everybody was like, oh, it's a Kirkman, it's a new series, it's #1, so obviously the first comic book always sells out. Well, 2 days ago, he surprise released, or it leaked. Everybody thinks he surprise released it. He got the rights. Skybound Comic Books, which is the company he owns, got the rights to Transformers and G.I. Joe. And the last 2 pages of that one comic book, #1, are explaining the story leading into it. So he said that they had been talking for about 2 years and he kept it under wraps. And he's going to take both the G.I. Joe and the Transformers world and strip it down to the beginning and start over. And he's going to create like the Marvel universe he's going to call it the Energon universe. And it's going to transpose everything under his umbrella. And so everybody was thrown off. And of course,
chat.
Yeah. It's kind of surprising that he was managed to keep it a secret for 2 years, but that, they're going to go back and start off with the whole brand new cast and character. Well, they're going to be the same characters, but they're going to redo it into the universe. So, and for him to have that you're looking at probably, DC Comics got into this late in the game. You're looking at him jump-starting it probably by doing that. So
Some good movies.
Yeah. I bought the Kindle edition. I did buy, once I found out it was Transformers, I found a place that had #1 in mint condition, which obviously it just came out today for $30. I bought it, but they're already selling on eBay for $500. So, but he's going to have
new material.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said that he was going to take and do the story slow and build it, and that each one was going to have their own universe, but they were going to meet up because, obviously the Earth-based one would be the Transformers and G.I. Joe, and the space one would be the other comic that he's writing with the Transformers plus the stuff he's reading. So, but yeah, it's going to take place deep into space, and it's going to be Transformers related. And the G.I. Joes are going to start learning to explore the cosmos and discover the rest of the world, or the rest of the universe. I think that's kind of cool. I really think it's cool that Kirkman's doing it because everything that man touches, I know I'm probably boring you guys, but everything that man touches is gold. I mean, he is like, for some reason, the comic book guru. If he makes it or touches it, it just becomes gold. So
here you go, Sheldon.
What we got there?
Oh no! He lost his head too.
He can hold Malfa's head.
Glad he didn't get a hold of mine.
Pretty sure I just heard a demon behind you say shit.
Come here. Said she pooped.
Well.
Way to go, Shelton.
Good job, Shelton. You scared the crap out of his kids.
Oh, crap. Now I'm going to have to deal with that.
Yep.
Hi.
Hold on, please.
She said wants to hold on to it.
No, you can't grab me to a screen.
I got a puppet.
We got the screen there.
See that puppet?
What is he doing?
Hi.
Can you say Satan? You say spawn
Oh,
the
your real
devil?
name.
She's smiling hard. She's full of Taco Bell beans. That puppy doing?
He's looking around.
She's looking around.
Pretty sure his eyes are glowing red.
He's looking around.
You want to get a puppet like that?
Yeah. I can get a puppy like that. I can help.
There you go, Shelton. You got a new friend.
Something up in the microwave.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
All kids like want to grab him and stuff like that. I'm like, no.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Like,
This show
just
went
let
from
one
one
of the
extreme
kids-
to the other, didn't it?
Yeah, you think JT dropped my head? Them kids will tear me apart.
You'd be like well, in Christmas movie where the dogs come in and tore up the Christmas table dinner, or they got the turkey and ran out the back door with it. Yeah, that'd be what Shelton was like.
That's what I'm afraid of. Please don't never let the kids grab me.
They'd have all their little sticky candy laden hands all over you.
Trust me, it's hard to keep him away from my kids.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Some people get creeped out by it. So
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
I think
Bobby's
that
scared of me too.
yes, Bobby is definitely scared. I'm gonna clip that where he comes up. Satan, his daughter saying that.
His daughter's like, uh-huh.
She just had that look. Oh, so you got any new material for us, man? Anything new, original? What you got? Hit me up.
Nothing.
No new jokes, no nothing. No new
nothing
Shelton stories.
Let me just say, there's nothing right now because I've been working on a show. So there's nothing that I want to put out.
Okay, that's fair.
From it, yeah.
That's fair. Well, we did just welcome you to our family, by the way. So
yes,
yeah. So we welcomed
There's the
welcomed him
coin.
to the family. Yeah, that's a sign that you were in. So you got the coin. So
The official.
yeah. I don't know where mine was. I was afraid of Charlie McCarthy's dolls as a child. Well, I can understand why. Those are some creepy dolls. If Brenda was here, she would tell you all about the dolls. So,
Yeah, have you heard any updates on her?
no, I have not gotten any updates. I was hoping Jack would update me, but I have not gotten any updates. So, I guess we'll just keep trying.
Oh, JT thinks he's got that coin, Amy. But he doesn't. That's mine. He wouldn't got that without me.
Well, here's the deal.
that's kind of true, I guess.
Here's the deal. You didn't tell me your lucky number, so I tried to ask you, but you were kind of quiet. So, Amy,
Glenn,
there's ways.
I got an idea for him.
What's that?
What about a Shelton coin?
A Shelton coin. I could make a Shelton coin.
There you go, Shelton.
Yay!
Amy, we'll talk later. I'll show you how they earn it. So.
What the hell?
Don't
What'd you
ask.
do? I don't want to do what you did.
What did I do?
I don't know.
Shelton.
He said you had to earn it.
Shelton, it was okay. It was his other hand. So
Wow.
he didn't
dang.
cheat on you. He didn't cheat on you.
Wow.
Wow. Where's the other puppet? Oh,
Dr. Ernie's locked away.
There was no puppet.
I think something just jumped out of Shelton's pants.
don't see nothing.
Oh
That
Lord.
was-
I'm sorry. I had to lighten it up a little bit. I have been on pins and needles about this whole dang interview for a week now. So, we lost, we lost Andy. Where the hell did Andy go?
He's always going backstage.
Glenn, stop pushing buttons.
I am not pushing button. I haven't even touched my soundboard. So,
Shelton, stop.
yeah, it could be. Is Shelton sending
Yeah, it might be
intent?
him.
Is he sending intent?
He's looking at me.
He's got his eyes locked on you.
Do I need to go get the sander?
Listen.
Oh, crap. Okay, I didn't do it.
He's out.
Would you like the palm or the belt sander?
Oh.
I said I didn't do it.
Well, you probably did, Shelton. You just don't know it. You didn't get. You were in a box, but you're getting the blame for it.
Dang.
It's
Yeah,
all
he
right.
hasn't been in the box. I found him over here next to the computer earlier. I don't know how he got there.
What? Are you trying to
Maybe
escape,
one bottle
Shelton?
back.
I was trying to go see if I can find Bobby,
You've missed
but
Bobby.
he came back.
You happy now,
Yeah.
Shelton?
Sorry, I had stuff to take care of. Had shit to deal with, literally.
Dad life.
Woo. Kids eating good.
Well, if you're left in charge of them, it's questionable. So,
Hey, every restaurant has an app. You can customize anything. Why not even? We're doomed as a society. You can
that's
just
true.
you can click 3 buttons and pull up to a window, tell Shaniqua what you want, and just there it is.
Oh well,
Bloopers.
well, the other night when we went to see Transformers, we ordered from the app, and they brought it to the seat. Yeah.
Oh, but I love that though. I would go.
I love the shit
be
out
at
of
the
it.
house. I'd be at the house. I want Sonic. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna order it. And when I get there, I push the button, and or sometimes I don't have. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. You can just do it on your phone. They come right away with your food instantly. I love that.
Yeah.
No waiting.
Yeah.
What's that?
Amy wants
I
to
used to
know
tell-
how
I
long
used to
you and
telework a lot
J2
more.
been.
I've been doing me and Shelton have been friends actually for 3.5 years, but we just went public in October by mistake.
Yeah, he was trying to hide me this whole time.
So how do you mistakenly come out of the closet? I mean,
Well, I was gonna eat the world's hottest chip thing challenge, and I kind of got like cold feet on it. And so I made a little stupid video, and I was like, I'm crazy. And then I pulled Shelton in and was like, tell him I'm not crazy. And
I said, he is crazy. And people just wanted to see more and more of me.
and that's kind of what happened.
well, that's interesting.
No, was it a coping skill? I guess you could say that in a lot of ways because sometimes
Yeah, he tells me a lot of shit I don't want to hear.
something like that.
Well, I was going to say it probably goes 2 ways.
Yeah. Well, he became. This is odd and it sounds weird. He became different. He became Shelton and not really me. It's really odd.
Yeah, now you're just letting them know just how crazy you really are.
Yeah.
Maybe you should shut up.
Yeah, he's probably right, but I always have a problem.
Yeah, he has a problem shutting his mouth.
Such an
That's,
angry little elf.
that's problems for
He's
ventriloquists.
always giving me shit. Yeah, he's always giving me shit. I just don't understand why he really has to be mean.
I just tell you how it is. You just gotta listen.
It's like that good angel, bad angel, one on each shoulder. So is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess so. He's part of the split personality, you know.
We all have one. And I swear to Bobby, when you lifted her up the very first time, I thought you had a mannequin. I really did. And I was like, oh, no, that's his kid.
Now you got Glenn confused on what a baby is and what a doll is. Now look what you done did, JT.
Yeah, that's true.
Confusing the old people.
That is our last name though. It's the same.
It's from.
She's going to take over your show here. Your ratings are going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
Among other things.
She's trying to break everything.
Well, that's what they do. What's your name?
Yes.
She can't hear you. What's your name?
Oh,
What's your name? Say your name.
Charlotte.
She said Charlotte.
okay. Charlotte. Charlotte. Okay.
Hi, Charlotte.
Charlotte Jean.
Is that his name?
It just-
She's infatuated.
What are these?
she's.
Is that mommy's?
It's all mommies. It's all mommies. He just doesn't know it. You know, this show has went from one extreme to the other today.
It took a turn earlier.
Fun everywhere.
Yeah. But that's what I love about having this show. It's a show about nothing. So
You said now, like paramedic sex work, you get things on you. I'm like, oh my god.
well, you do. You get puke on you. You get that on. I have a story about getting that on you too, but that's another. If she's listening, if she ever listens to my show, she would tell you. So she answered a call at she was a rookie paramedic, and she answered a call at the little one can't hear me, right? Okay, you can. Okay, all right. So she answered a call at a no-tell motel, and she was a paramedic in training, and so the other paramedics let her go over to assess him, and she's greeted at the door by this real young blonde, dressed kind of scantily, and his elderly male laying in bed with an obvious large teepee formed, and he was complaining of chest pain, and he went into a cardiac arrest right there in front of her, and the paramedic student jerked him off of the bed, threw him down on the floor, and grabbed the old paddles we used to have and shocked him. Well, let's just say the old fella came and went at the same time. So she literally got it on her. Yeah. And so she did get it on her. So
Oh my gosh.
so her nickname was Paddles from that moment forward. Yes, I mean, it's fortunate. He's beautiful.
A combination of two different pills.
Viagra was one of them, yes, and the other one was nitroglycerin.
Oh,
Nitroglycerin drops your blood pressure. So
yeah, we had one. We took 2 Viagra, 2 blood pressure, and 3 nitros.
Oh wow.
Yeah, his girlfriend gave him the 3 nitros because she thought he was having a heart attack. She didn't know that he had taken the other pills.
Yeah. Yeah, Deacon, it did, and her, Deacon. Yeah, it did shock her, but it was all over the back of her hair. So she had hair. Was that hair gel? It's hair gel, isn't that what from Something About Mary? So unfortunately, that one did not survive. She was just a student. So no, nope. I think he came and went at the same time. He had a happy ending, as they say. So
yeah, 10, huh?
Yep, right. Exactly. Hair gel. That's right, Amy. Hair gel. So.
Is that hair gel? Stream daddy duty, just me.
During the day, what happens? You go into work or you staying home?
Teleworking.
Oh, I thought you had to go into the office and stuff.
Nah, if I don't want to, I don't have to.
Wow. You
I
got
can
one of
pick.
those fancy government jobs.
I can pick it. If I need to stay home, I can. I stay home and just monitor stuff, fill out forms, various gallons of coffee.
Okay. Mountain Dew in my case. Or tonight
I
it's sweet tea, so I'm living on a sweet tea tonight, so
I've been drinking the coffee all day, trying to stay off diet drinks.
that's hard to do. That's hard to do. Well, I don't do the diet, but I limit myself to 2 cans of Mountain Dew in the morning, and that's usually it. Of course, JT and I'm sorry. JT was there this morning. It was a 3 Mountain Dew morning. They saw me barely awake this morning, so yeah, it was a 3
Hey, I was
Mountain.
around for a little bit.
I think you'd already left before I got in there, so.
Oh. No. I've seen you.
But we still had Andy.
Yeah, I think you were just sitting over there, though, Shelton.
Are you watching me from the corner? Amy, I'm telling you,
Oh,
get the
I
pool
know,
ready. Amy, you get the pool ready. We're going peacock bass fishing. I have tried one of the new hard Mountain Dews, but I unfortunately bought a diet hard Mountain Dew, and it was not very good. It left a bitter aftertaste. It was like a peach flavor or something. I don't know. It wasn't the normal Mountain Dew flavor, so ugh. Amy says Andy is so stoic. He tries to be the proper one with us, so we still haven't corrupted him 100% yet.
Yeah.
Yet. And he misses Brenda, so there is that. So we all miss Brenda, and I hope she's listening. So, Amy says she's getting it ready. The pool company's coming tomorrow. So if y'all don't see me, I'm going to be with Amy in Florida. We're going to go out on her yacht during the day, and at night we'll come in. But at night we'll come in and we'll be lounging by the pool, and her butler can bring me cocktails. So
Nice.
I'm going to go peacock bass fishing. Yeah. Yes, Deacon. Oh my God. Yeah. Down the canals down closer to Miami. It's ate up with them. Yeah.
Did they bring them in or something?
No. That's as far as I know. The only invasive species I've read about coming inland to the canals has been the lionfish. And they have rodeos going on for them down there. And that's big money. And apparently it's good eating too. So
I thought peacock bass are just in South America.
no. They're down in South Florida. And the canals are just right. There's a guy actually that has a YouTube channel. I'm trying to get in touch with him. He goes fishing in like the little underground cisterns and stuff, and pulls out monster peacock bass. It's just incredible. Brenda is okay. Well, I mean, as far as I know, I haven't gotten notice of the obituary, but she had a medical problem, and so Bob decided to jump in there and help me out at the last minute. So I was afraid to be alone. So
I'm a hero.
You are my hero. I was afraid to be alone, and I thought my backup was either JT or Andy, and I'm like, oh, I'm so screwed. So.
Everyone that
you would have
watched-
been screwed
everyone
with
that
me.
Everyone that watched that needs to go to bobbydizzle.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel just for me jumping in.
Oh, that's right. They should. So I saw I got a couple new subscribers out of it. I'm up to like 39 now, I think. So
Look out.
yeah. Well, you're up to what, 512 or something, aren't you? I mean, you're way up there.
I'm at 300 on the nose.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm way behind you. You're going to be rich and famous way before me. We will tell her. Plus, I'm sure she's listening. So
One day.
Or at
And
least
then-
going to listen.
yeah. And when you're rich and famous, you'll invite me on your show. I know, Bobby. So,
We'll listen.
Well, I get to come on your show.
oh,
You'll be the kindling. You'll be the kindling for the bonfire afterwards.
Oh, crap. We're not going to his show.
That redneck's gonna burn me. Squeal, boy, squeal.
Yeah, we're not going.
We need to get him an Alabama hat. That's what we need. A kid's Alabama hat.
Why? I don't do sports.
Well, you should.
Then a girl's Alabama hat.
Okay, we'll get it in pink. We'll get it in pink.
Yeah.
It would be more fitting.
Mossy oak hat.
It would be more fitting. So, if I could change your background, Bobby, I would put a big orange T behind you. So,
why would you do that?
mess with you. I was on your show messing with you the other night in chat, just to let you know it was me being there. So,
I was having fun last night. Those guys were awesome.
That was a good show. It really was. So,
I think that my next move is on site in person investigation videos, and then maybe figure out a way to make a road rig and do like actual on site podcasts like this. But since I got my new dock, I think I can, because this new dock has been just shit hot the whole time I've used it. The other one just kept messing up. This old one is junk, man. It got static in it. It caused all kinds of problems.
well, now that you got that, all you need is data, right? Just turn something into a hotspot, right? I mean, that's the key to it all. 5G.
I could just record it. Come back
That's
and
true.
unload it. I can
That's
record it
true.
with OBS. I got a little road rig over here.
Oh, but you said live, so what I was thinking.
I mean, I could do it live, just to tape.
Yeah, Amy, which movie you're talking? She asked what the name of that movie was. I don't know which movie she was talking about. Squeal like, Deliverance. Yeah, Deliverance. Squeal like Ned Beatty. Yeah, one of the original crazy movies made about Georgia. And you know, I did not know that it was filmed right up the dang northeast Georgia in the mountains there. I always thought Tennessee was backwards.
Going, pretty boy?
You sure do got a pretty mouth. So
that's a misquoted quote.
it is.
Yeah, he says he got real pretty mouth, ain't he?
Veiny. Oh, okay.
He says, ain't he? He got real pretty mouth, ain't he?
Ain't he?
He said, why don't you take off that little bitty shirt there? I love that movie. I love that movie more than a straight man should.
Andy, have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
You need to watch it. Have you seen it, JT?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen it either? You two have to watch. If for no other reason, and Bobby's going to swear I'm coming at this from the wrong angle, but it's hilarious. So it's hilarious, but it's true.
So it's funny and it's action packed, and there's quotes in it. It's quotable as shit, but nobody quotes it.
It is. And it's got Burt Reynolds.
Yeah,
So
and Ned Beatty, and it's got,
Ned Beatty,
John Voight.
John Voight. Oh God, I forgot. Yes, it did have John Voight. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Got a banjo solo in it. What more do you want?
Yeah. It's got a killer banjo solo in it.
It's kind of a horror movie.
Yeah, kind of before. Oh God, what was I? It was on the lady who broke the writer's legs with the axe.
Misery.
No. Kathy Bates. Was it Misery?
Yeah.
Oh, that movie terrifies me. That one scene.
That one guy that brought the guitar with him, that caused the guy that played dueling banjos with him. They found him down the river with his hand behind his back. His whole arm was broke.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It really isn't. But no, all right. Let's talk about something.
Andy's dying. Somebody get Andy up.
Somebody give Andy the hiney lick. I'll just send him to back screen in case he dies.
Right.
Andy, speak to us. Speak to us.
But speaking of movies like that, that is a movie that they could not remake in our society today. Couldn't do it. There's no way. It would be canceled. Yes, I mean they did live there. Yeah. There's a shallow grave. Where are you seeing that?
On Deliverance, there's a shallow grave. They
I
buried
didn't
that guy
know
in a
that.
shallow grave.
Okay. I'm looking at the comments. So yeah, the extras did actually live here, but there's a lot of movies from that era they can't remake. I saw a thing where they polled college students' entrance exam, and they showed them scenes from movies like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Deliverance. I'm trying to think of another one from that era, and people were like freaking out about that. And I'm like, they were saying that they couldn't watch that. And yeah, all the movies in the 70s and early 80s, I don't think you can make right now because people are too woke or whatever you call it.
The rape scene from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh God, yeah.
The rape scene from Animal House.
Yeah. And speaking of Roadhouse, could they remake that one?
No,
I don't think
Patrick
they could.
Swayze's dead.
Oh yeah, it's true. He did kind of kill that role, but yeah, I don't think that they could remake that one either. So we're living in a total different era, different movie genres. But I thought it was a good movie for its time. But it was scary moving here and going, "Ooh, that's not that far away."
Nope.
That's just up the road there.
So they did the Olympics.
Yes, it is actually. Yes, it is.
Upper Ocoee's where they did the damn kayaking, but they did some stuff down there in the Georgia one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I think.
Maybe that's why they bombed it. What was his reason for bombing it? The Olympics. Do you remember?
Oh, it was
the guy who just died, wasn't it?
Eric Robert Rudolph?
Yeah, wasn't he the one? No, he wasn't the Unabomber.
No, that's
the Unabomber just died.
Yeah, Ted Kaczynski just died.
Okay, so it wasn't the same one, but why did he bomb the Olympics? Just because he could?
I don't know. Didn't he bomb the Birmingham abortion clinics?
I think so. I'll have to go back and look that up. I don't remember. So, but
it probably has some bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Deacon says no. Oh, he wanted to be famous. Oh, did he want to be famous? Who knows? But I can't. He did have a manifesto. He just didn't leak it at the time. I should know this
for a long time too.
Oh yeah, they caught him up in the mountains. What, like years later?
Like I forgot about it.
Yeah,
they found him digging through the trash.
Yeah. And he'd been surviving. Yeah, I actually was an extra as a firefighter in the movie that Clint Eastwood filmed here for that. And I should know more about that story. If I'm not a native.
Was that the one they thought was 5-year manhunt? Holy Jesus.
It was a long time, yeah.
Was that
he was off grid.
They made the movie about the guy they thought did it. Is that the one you're an extra?
Yeah. I was the extra in that one. Yeah, the Clint Eastwood.
It was called like Richard Jewell.
Yeah, Jewel. Yeah, it was called Jewel. Yeah, I'm one of the firefighters in it. Yeah.
And they thought he did it, and it had him dead to rights, and he couldn't have done it.
Yeah. And the guy that Amy is talking about, he was a school teacher who just one day walked into the woods and lived in the woods off grid. And they didn't catch him for 20 years. And the only thing they ever actually got him on was like petty theft, because that's all. He didn't like do any hard crimes or anything. He would break in and steal people's food and stuff. So that guy, I wanted to read his book. It was coming out last year and I never bought it. He talked about literally, he parked his car, walked into the woods and was gone. Disappeared. Clothes on his back, didn't plan it, nothing. And, yeah, he survived. I don't remember his name, but I've got the newspaper article. Yeah. And when the police finally caught him, they were like, well, why did you do it? And he's like, I just was tired of life. It was too noisy. And he didn't have a clue what was. He did at one point in time, I think he had stolen a little AM/FM radio and would listen to some music every now and then and catch a little bit of news, but he didn't have a clue about what was going on. And yeah, when they got him in his wallet, he had like brand new 1980 crisp dollar bills, and here it's like 2000, so 2001, something like that. So yeah, he was up there a long time. Yeah. And he did swipe some magazines and newspapers along the way, but he was totally out of touch with it and said he didn't miss it. And when they well, they were like, well, we got to put you in jail. But the problem was when they went to put him in jail, from what I read of his story, they couldn't put him with the rest of the inmates because he didn't know anything about current events, movies. He was so disassociated that they couldn't even put it, but he wasn't mental. He just didn't want it. He just didn't want that knowledge. He didn't know about the internet. Yeah. I mean, it was wild. So it was fascinating. His book is coming out. I hope it's out now because I wanted to read it, and it truly is crazy. I see something behind you there.
She said, why is there a creepy doll?
It's scary.
Is that doll scary?
I'm not that scary.
Yes, you are.
Oh my God. What's more scarier than me?
You're very scary.
Your daddy's scary.
What did it say?
My house full of redheaded girls is scary. That's terrifying. 1% of the population, they're all in my damn house. Children of the corn.
Who was that? Was it the gimp? Who was that? He just kind of creeped over her shoulder there.
That's Savannah making a funny face.
Oh. Hey there, how are you?
Oh, there's another one.
What did the
Bobby.
dog say?
Bobby, how many do you have?
Just keep going. I don't understand. Hell.
Are they all yours?
Got all the kids.
I'm just glad
Shelton-
the puppy's going.
Shelton has a message for you.
Listening to the dog.
I do?
Yeah.
What's the message?
I don't know. There's something creepy for her.
Oh,
Sleep with one eye open, little girl.
yeah, well, I'm not trying to be scary. Everyone's always scared for no reason.
I said that. They started choking, laughing.
Oh, Lord. All right, guys. Well, it's been 2 hours, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate all the help, guys.
JT's hand is very tired.
Tired, but it's very warm, so...
It's wet. Get it out of me.
And right back down in the crapper we go. Amy, Deacon, thank you. I appreciate your listening. And Jude, I think she had to cut out. I appreciate everybody listening. So, and we will get this uploaded and put onto podcast in the next 48 hours or so. But it'll be up on YouTube forever. So play back here in a few. And if anybody wants to be a guest on the Saturday Misfits, come on. We're all Misfits. We even invite people from Alabama in, so, and we have a...
Look, they leaving like JT in here.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. If the sex worker comes back with a puppet, it's a guaranteed on the show. I will knock somebody out of the schedule. She calls me, Glenn, I got a puppet. I'm like, oh, you are on next week.
Every guest I've had for the last 4 weeks has had a haunted doll. I'm like, I need to get JT in here.
But he's not haunted.
That's one opinion. He's not.
I'd say otherwise.
Oh, I thought Deacon was trying to make a statement here, but she apparently went and Google fact checked this for me about the Atlanta bomber. So he's anti-government, anti-abortion, anti-gay, anti a lot of things. His sprang from his unique bias and prejudices. He had his way of looking at the world and didn't get along with people. So, yeah, well, but he was good at making bombs. So, yeah, we need to. That's what the FBI said about the Olympic bombers. What she was saying, and yeah, Olivia was great to have on. I really did enjoy the show. So
That was fun.
it was. I think you were even kind of. Yeah, I think you were kind of dreading it too, weren't you? Or not dreading, that's not the right word, but...
I didn't really know how to handle it.
Yeah, because we're used
I had
to...
to take it another direction to make it happen.
But you did well, and you come up with something there. Of course, the Braxton Hicks. I was like, I don't know what he's talking about, but
That's me having a lot of caffeine. A lot of caffeine.
Yeah. But all right, guys, I'm going to sign off for now, so we don't bore them all to death, and we'll cut this down to 2 hours. Thank you, Deacon. She says that we did great.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We appreciate everybody's love and support. And remember, if you want to be a part of the show, let me know. You can hit us up on email, Para OR Normal Guyz with a Z at gmail.com.
Get well soon, Brenda.
And Brenda, get well soon. That's right.
Yes.
And tips for the show, you can go to streamlabs.com/sportcat/tip and tip the show if you choose to. I should keep that up there for another minute or two. I'm not used to having all these buttons here. And then I guess I'm gonna send you out, and JT and Shelton, bye-bye. You can hang around backstage if you want. Bobby, thank you. I do appreciate it. You were a great help. You came in there at the last minute like a clutch hitter. So
Came in clutch.
you did a great job. So I appreciate everything. And
You didn't manage the children during it all. I don't know how that happened.
they didn't die. Let's just leave it at that. They didn't die.
Win's a win.
That's right. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to take it out of here with the Johnnies, and I appreciate everything. You all come back and see us Saturday for, there we go. Come back Saturday for the Misfit show, and it's on at 9 o'clock Saturday, and then we'll be back to our normal scheduled time, 9 o'clock next Wednesday. And I'm not sure who I got lined up. I believe I have an animal psychic. I'll post it in the Facebook group, which is Para OR Normal Guyz on Facebook. So
Coast to coast and around the world.
coast to coast and around the world. And you can find the one and only Bobby at bobbydizzle.com. You move the banner here so you can see that. bobbydizzle.com. So make sure to go visit his show. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. We appreciate it. We need all the love and support we can get. He's closer to being rich than me, so.
I have ambition.
You have ambition. I just have sex workers, so.
It's a pimp.
That's right. Oh, that's what I do. All right, Bobby, we'll catch you later. All right, everybody. Thank you for everything. Last minute comments. Appreciate the love and support. Kiss the redheaded children. Good night, Bobby, from Deacon. So, and Amy says goodbye. We'll catch you all next week, our Saturday. Until then, enjoy the Johnnies.
That's my life, the one I want. Up all night till way past dawn, 'cause that's the life of a rocking machine. Road trips that hasn't broke down in the desert, and roadies skipped out on us. But if we dress real flashy and keep our songs trashy, next year means a new tour bus. And that's our life, the one we want. Up all night till way past dawn, 'cause that's the life of a rocking machine. Yeah, that's the life of a rocking machine. Yeah, that's the life of a rocking machine.